Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the Canada Lake Park. And yes, this is finally the last episode of this series, the first ever series on my channel, where we are going to tour the park. And firstly, one disclaimer, or a few, because this park was built during 8 weeks of hard work, and also this is my first ever tour episode on my channel, so let's say it won't be professional, but still I really hope you are going to enjoy it. Also, I would like to admit that we are touring this park closed. There is no guest in it. It is quite empty, but this is because my frame rates were going crazy low where the park was open to the guests. But still, I really hope that you are going to have fun with this tour. So hop on and enjoy. Here we arrive finally as a guest, known as park manager or the park builder. We arrive at this arrival point, and in front of us we have this beautiful skeleton display with the "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" sign, so iconic for the Jurassic Park franchise. And we are actually at the first plaza, the first guest plaza, at the main lake of the Canada Lake Park. And that was the first thing that was built in this park, and that's the first thing actually that appeared on the channel where I started doing YouTube. And obviously, I didn't know what to do many things correctly, so that first video was not the best, but still we have it. And yeah, so we have arrived as I guess we would like to see the entire park, and I already heard that our Tyrannosaurus Rex screaming, so we are going past these shops. We can sprint just a little bit. We are going just next to the main cinema of the park, where we can learn some interesting facts about dinosaurs, watch things like the extinction, etc. Some interesting facts, and we have over here the Jurassic Park mural with the Velociraptor. We all remember this scene. We all love it. That's so iconic. But still, we have something interesting over here, because there is Mr. DNA with a Jurassic Park flag. Oh my God, stop screaming. And that's happening. That's happening all around the park. The Mr. DNA is the sign that you can learn something from here. So that one, statue, that was the first one actually ever in the park that was placed, is telling about the history of this mural from the 1993 movie. But we have learned a lot of things, so we are going forward. So, what you have to know about this park, if you haven't watched the building process, is that it is placed in Canada by this beautiful lake. And the main thing in this park, the main topic, that is that we have lots of nature, just like over here. We have the innovation center there, but we are not going there yet because we are going to drop off our luggage, another Mr. DNA, telling interesting facts about rocks and even more nature, just like I said. Firstly, I would like to place planters over here, but I decided that no, planters are not the way to make this place beautiful. And there is nature, a lot of rocks, lots of trees. I really recommend that. I love that. So, okay, so that's our hotel. We can hop in, adore our new room, adore the view from that, especially when we have the room. Sorry, I'm just a little bit ill. I cannot speak. When we have the view of the lake, and we left our luggage there, and we can finally go to see our park. And actually, we are going to start not from the main section of the park, the land animal section, where our star attractions actually are living, and there is lots of interesting animals. But we are going to head over here to this curved path. We can actually sprint a little bit, just look around at this beautiful nature, and we are going past this little lake with the DNA fountain, which I personally really like. That's actually one of the best attractions. Not attractions, oh my God, that's one of the best decorations in the entire park, but okay, we have arrived at the lagoon section of our park that was built second during the build. Again, nature. And over here, We have another guest area with this Spinosaurus skull. There is no Spinosaurus. Yes, there is no Spinosaurus in this park, but we have it here because this, Spinosaurus is the animal that is very recognizable with water, so why not? Here it is. And over here we have this lagoon hatchery, but we are pretending that this is another attraction. Let's say that's the education point where about the archaeologs, about the aquatic life, the marine life, because there there is no a thematic park just like zoo or the Jurassic World without something like that, because we lack a lot of attractions in this game, and that's what we can pretend that this actually lagoon is the health center and also the education center for our guests, so they are able to learn how the archaeologs are kept. So we won't go over here. We actually have to go over here. We have ex just we can hop in. We can see what is going on with our Archelons. And yes, here they are. We have two variants of them, I think, if I remember correctly. Just chilling and hunting fish in this lagoon. We can see what's happening underwater with this extremely loud viewing gallery. And here we go, we have loads and lots of fish going around, and we can see the Archelons. Sadly, we cannot see them correctly because the light over here is terrible. So let's go out, hide the
Beneath the
UI.
surface of the water, deep in the depths of prehistory, lie magnificent marine
Okay,
marvels.
thank you, man. Thank
Ladies
you,
and
mister. But
gentlemen, prepare
we
to
are
be
having a very long
amazed.
tour actually. But okay, I'm just recording that firstly. I don't know how long it is going to take. I don't know if it's going to be long episode, a short episode, because we have something to see, and it doesn't have to be a lot, but we will see. I will see at the end. Okay, but we arrive at the another lagoon in our lagoon section, that being for the Notosaurus. But before we are going to see that, we are going to head to another little habitats for our small carnivores, and that is one of the accidents in the park, actually, many accidents that happened during the build, and that's the habitat for the Compsognathus. And here they are, lovely guys. Hello there. The music started playing, and they're hopping over there. Why are they here? Because firstly, I have no idea what to put in here because there was an issue with the space with this in this section, even though I thought that lagoons are smaller and this section is bigger, so my entire plan failed, and we have consignators over here. And after I built and housed them over here, I thought that it's a really good reminder about the opening scene for the Lost World Jurassic Park. So we have this Compy's group just next to the beach. That's the lake. There was the sea in the movie, but still, I think that's the job done. Okay, but moving along, because the Compsognathus aren't the most interesting animals in this park, we're going to hop in the only viewing gallery, and we are lucky because we are having Notosaurus just going down from the main platform, and we can look at the water on our Notosaurus that I have no idea where are they going. Oh yeah, there is one coming. Yes, lovely stuff. I don't know them. The lagoons actually in this game are very limited for some reason, but they had lots of interesting updates, just like these lights, these all of those decorations, those platforms, those kelp forests, and lots of interesting animals, big and small, that are very good for our eyes. So we all lots of like them, and yeah, even though they are very limiting, you can have a lot of fun with them. Just like with this Notosaurus just chilling on the rock. Yeah, magnificent. Okay, we are going out. Again, I have to hide the UI. I don't understand why when you are hiding the UI and you are going out from the viewing gallery, you can see it again. That's actually I don't know, that's just triggering me so much. I don't know why. And yeah, we have the main lagoon over here for our bigger group for the Arculons. Let's see if we are lucky. And I think we will, if we are going to be fast enough. And yeah, we are. But just a little bit because there's a lot of kelp in here. Again. Uh,
The ruling turtle of the late
okay, okay,
Cretaceous, Arculon is well
okay.
protected against predators looking to strike
I
it.
love because there is the
Fortunately for
another lecture just
Jurassic,
saying lots
the
of interesting
animal's
facts actually.
design
That's
is
very good in this
reinforced
game.
by
But still, when
star-shaped
you are
wings,
recording something like that,
striking it
it's
easy
not
prey
very
for
good. Okay, so we have
predators.
another plaza. That's actually the main plaza in this aquatic area. Again, hello, Mr. DNA, where you can just uh, go to buy some seafood. You can buy some interesting toys. I don't know, the plushy big Arculon that will cost a lot, but will be extremely cute. And you got this bar over here when you can go after seeing the entire park, but we haven't seen even the half, so we are going again. Toilet, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. And the beautiful Jurassic Park mural, one of the many photo ops in the park. And yeah, we have the hop-off center for this section because the entire park, all three sections are connected via Hyperloop. So when you are over here, you can just hop in and you are on the other side of the park. Again, we have this beautiful DNA strain fountain. Again, we have skull of the Spinosaurus, but we have no time for that. Hello, Mr. DNA again. We have also Spinosaurus with loads of signs telling you about the history of the species in the wild, in the nature, and also about the species that was living in the Isla Sorna and now is living in Manta Corp Island. If something, if if it didn't change actually, because I can be mistaken. So think about that. And again, we have this another enclosure on the back. Again, we have carnivores. And they are small. I think that they are good addition because they are small enough and they are good enough for something like that. And in the game are actually semi-aquatic for some reason. And I'm speaking about the Dimetrodons that are just lots of signs that do not touch the fence because I'm saying that a lot of times, but the most dangerous animal in the parks like that are humans, not the animals that are housed in. And yeah, humans are we have the best brain in the animal kingdom, actually, but there could be people that they are going to touch this electrified fence that is, I don't know, because that's sign danger. I think that was 10,000 volts, so they can die, obviously. So we have to put some barrier like that, or would like to hand feed the Dimetrodons that are just yeah, I really like that. I really appreciate that we have a yes, I think that's the Permian animal. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. And yeah, I really like that the that Jurassic franchise is not now just only dinosaurs because there are lots of interesting animals that are not dinosaurs and they're very interesting, just like the Dimetrodons, that they are half aquatic in this park and in this universe. And they have their quiet side over here, but it's not very quiet because they're roaring a lot. And yeah, we can actually go back, go for as fast as we can. And actually, right now, we can
The
hop,
lagoon we have here
hop into one of the Hyperloop stations. The magic of editing happened, and we are on the DNA Main Street, the second episode of the series. And yeah, there is lots of things that you would like to need. The main inspiration for that was, of course, the Main Street from Jurassic World. But instead of just a simple path, we have the DNA strain path that could be seen from the helicopter view of the park, but still is quite interesting. We have Innovation Center, and one of the most important things in the park being the biggest herbivore enclosure. And yeah, we are housing over here a group of Edmontosaurus and I think a pair of Dreadnoughts. And also we have the gyrosphere tour going through. And they also have shelter, just like every single animal in this park. Not including, of course, the leghorn and flying species, because they are just like because they are, let's say, housed in the exhibit, let's say. And yeah, because the group is so small, because I would like to keep this park quite ethical, so this entire enclosure is not overcrowded, and they have enough space in the in this exhibit. Actually, it's not exhibit. Oh my God, that's the shelter during the time where they are not going to survive in this very harsh climate of Canada. Oh my God, like I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry. And yeah, we are going down the path. There is no people in here. The park is actually very empty, and because the FPS started struggling, it's not the worst thing because okay, if you have a very detailed park, just like that, it's not very detailed obviously, but still there is lots of decorations happening over here, and you put guests in, your FPS are going to suffer. But if you are playing Jurassic World Evolution 2 for a longer time, it's very I think you should know about that. But still, I'm touring it while park is closed because the FPS is comfortable over 60 FPS, so we can go. And yeah, we can go just over here, sprint just a little bit because there is one of the dead ends in the park. We have the gyrosphere tour over here, and actually we can hop in. Okay, so we are in the gyrosphere tour, and we are going through the enclosure. We're going to have a very quick ride. Because yeah, we have our Edmontosaurus over here, and we have our pair of Dreadnoughts. Over here you can see also the viewing galleries for this enclosure, because you know, not every single man would like to go to the gyrosphere next to the dinosaurs, even though they are so strong they can survive the gunshot and the split of the Dilophosaurus, just like it is said in the calculator over here. But I happened into this tour because I would like to show you the shelter for them. That's actually full of rocks because I would like to get rid of those those columns that aren't necessary actually, and we can just go over here because I also forgot to show you something we're going to see from this gyrosphere, and that's this ranger outpost, which is also operative, but still there is also the sign that tells the hours that the rangers are coming out and teaching the guests how they are keeping the dinosaurs in, how are they cleaning the dung, etc. So the animals that are housed in Canada Lake Park are also happy. So yeah, that's the entire thing. That's the entire idea that came out very quickly because I needed something to fulfill this empty space, because filling them with nature was just a little bit, I don't know, weird, and I would like to do something in there, and then it was too small for this park, for the enclosure, because remember, we have to keep it ethical. Okay, so the people are just next to the planters and the concrete barrier, so they cannot fall in. And dinosaurs also cannot run them because there is a big wall of rocks just in front of it, so the dinosaurs and the guests are captivated. And also we can see that bigger trees are surrounded by rocks, and the entire foliage actually in the herbivores enclosures are made something like that, because that's the matter of reality. In zoos, animals, the herbivores actually, are destroying the foliage every time they are in. So if you would like to have some foliage, for example, in the warthog, yes, that's the warthog exhibit or the zebra habitat, you have to do you have to build some planters or surround the vegetation with the rocks so animals have not so the animals it's not easy for them to reach those plants. So that's the idea about that. Okay, run from the gyrosphere because that's the end actually. There is only one habitat in this tour. That's very interesting. But over here it's something better because we have so-called relocation exhibit that for now is housing a pair of Utairanas. I can see none of them. And yeah, I think we have to go just next to this barrier because for some reason I cannot see them. I think we can also just run off from this main path. We can go up over here to continue our tour. And over here we have even better viewing gallery because it is high enough, I think, to see our beautiful dinosaurs. And if we are lucky, actually we are not. Oh, there they are. Sadly, we cannot see them from here. But okay, what's the idea about this enclosure? The idea is that the dinosaurs are because there is a world we are in the world after Dominion after the Fallen Kingdom. So dinosaurs are running loosely in the wild and the people are still the DFW is capturing them, all of those organizations, but sometimes the relocation point is not ready yet. So the Canada Lake Park have this medium size actually enclosure for carnivores, so they can be deployed in for a while and back. And after that time is ready, after oh my God, what I'm even talking about? After the enclosure is ready in the other location, they can be relocated. So yeah, that's the idea about this habitat. And now we are housing two specimens, two beautiful specimens of Eutyrannus. And okay, going back to the tour, we have this beautiful restaurant over here with Mr. Crab in the logo. So I think you can eat some seafood over here or something from the Canada Lake, from the lake that park is attached. And actually, we can go from the back to the main attraction of the park, being the Tyrannosaurus Rex Kingdom. And again, we have this DNA fountain, and I really like it. Again, I'm repeating myself, but still, I am in love with this fountain, but because it's not so big and it's monumental, let's say. Over here, you can see this red flag, and that flag is the way to the area that's only staff members are allowed. So that's place where there is another ranger outpost, and we have some stuff for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So we can go over here again, read a lot of interesting informations that are here because I don't want this wall to be so bare. And again, we have the main center for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, of course. We have this beautiful, beautiful signs. And before we hop in, we got this centerpiece of this entire kingdom, and that is the Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton in front of Jurassic World Gate. I had this idea just before I started. It was just a little bit inspiring for this entire guest section in this actually habitat. And yeah, another photo of the park. And just behind that, we have another shelter. That's time for Tyrannosaurus Rex. You can see also the viewing gallery for the scientists that are taking research on the Tyrannosaurus Rex while it is sleeping or is having or it is enclosed for a while because there is some habitat cleaning. And there she is, our beautiful screaming Tyrannosaurus Rex. And from here you can see that it's guarded by the fencing, and that's the way of every single gallery. Of those galleries are guarded by the rocks, and those galleries are guarded by the fencing, because remember, we have the most powerful land predator in the entire history of the Earth in here, so we have to be very, very careful. And hopping into those galleries, I think there is nothing much to see from over here, so we can hop in over here because that's actually one of the sections. So we got over here. There is no much to see because that's the horror side of the T-Rex kingdom. So the guests can come at certain hours during the night and they have this very spooky, very horror-like, and also thrilling feeding time with the goat for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Sadly, she has also a little lake over here, so she can also drink. So she is housed over here correctly. So yeah, that's the idea. That's also the main entrance. Again, Mr. DNA telling some interesting facts about the most powerful predator in the history, just like I said earlier. And again, let's say that this thing, again, Mr. DNA is telling us about biggest carnivores, biggest theropods in the history. And yeah, that's the idea that came right now. So yeah, let's go to another section. And that's the daytime feeding section. And you can see also the big aviary in the background. But still we have our lovely Lexi just lying and chilling over here. She got also food over here. We are guarded by the rocks this time. And a little lake, so she's again very happy in her captivity. And what's the idea about this T-Rex kingdom? The idea is that it was actually inspired by the Malayan sandbear habitat in Chester Zoo in United Kingdom, I think so. If you would like to, because I checked that, but for the third episode, I think it was the third episode of the series. So go if you would like to see how we built this T-Rex kingdom, go there, check out that episode. There is also the correct information, the checked information about the inspiration, because I cannot remember that correctly right now. And that's there is three sections. So there is this one section, daytime feeding. There is the horror feeding, the nighttime feeding, and the corridor and the shelter section. So if the rangers have to go somewhere, the Rex could be captivated in one of those. It could be enclosed. So everything is safe for the people that are working around this enclosure. So yeah, we are going out. Again, this fountain. Again, when dinosaurs rule the earth. Good Park have a loads and loads of these passwords all around the park. And we have entered actually the petting zoo for our park. We can go over here. We can see our small Tyrannosaurus that are playing over here. Yes, we have Moros Intrepidus over here, just like the sign says. We have a shelter for them and a lovely group that just playing around and being the just fluffy beauties for our park. And yeah, that's the Moros Intrepidus. We are going to. Okay, stop screaming, man. Oh my god, girl. Okay, so we have another viewing point over here, that being the Gigant Spinosaurus habitat. And from here you can also see the Homocephaly habitat in our petting zoo. And the idea over here is that I had a medium size section. I had just a little bit of space. I had some terrain elevation. So I adapted it as a place where smaller species can be housed, and they have also some shelters, they have some sight. And you can see again that the foliage over here is growing just by the rocks, so animals cannot reach them as well as those parts when there is dirt and sand right now. So we can actually go over here. We can go down, and over here we have another section for the Microceratus. Again, one of the newest additions from the Park Manager's Collection Pack, being cute and beautiful, with magnificent and outstanding skins for them, and just a little bit again of nature. I would like to put Compsognathus in here, but I decided that I wouldn't like to that I don't want to be this section so overcrowded. So yeah, one half of the people are are going to see into the Microceratus habitat. Another half we are going to see the Compsognathus. The third group is going to be to T-Rex Kingdom. So yeah, that's only two group instead of three. That's good for the park's logistic over here. And yes, we have our Microceratus socializing with each other, eating plants, and drinking some water, having the time of their lives. And going over here, we have some section for the keeper, so they have very quick access for unnecessary things for those sections, just like the animal food and the training pods. And this viewing gallery is special because firstly, it is the first viewing gallery that was placed by the first ever exhibit in this park, and that's the education point about the Stegosaurus, and I made the wrong controls. And now we are looking into the first ever habitat in Canada Lake Park, looking at this fire salamander-like Stegosaurus going around, eating from the feeder, drinking water, again, having time of their lives. I think they are happy in their enclosure, and also guests are happy to see the first animal if they go left from the entrance, being the Stegosaurus. So there is an interesting animal, but not as big. It's not so attraction, just like the T-Rex, for example. Yeah, we can again I lost controls, and we are going to see over here the Gigant Spinosaurus being lovely. I, first time when I remember when I played the first time released the Gigant Spinosaurus in the first game, it was I thought it is big. It is one of the biggest Stegosaurus in the game. They're playing around. But when I released them, it turned out that one of the smallest actually. That's good for them in here because they found some place in here. And why is something so gambling? I think that being the Dreadnoughtus. And over here we get this little spot for a Homocephaly. Oh, hello, little one. So yeah, they have just a little mountain, and they also have so they have shelter in there. We are pretending that there is a shelter, and they are socializing again, playing around, and the most important thing being food. Okay, so the tour is, I think, uh, 2 by 3. Oh, okay, I cannot speak mathematics in English, so two, 2 divided by 3. Okay, if you know mathematics, you know what I mean. We are coming to the end, and we are going to do that on foot. We are just going next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex Kingdom. Over here, there is the habitat, and I hope no one will put their hands in because there will be a very strong bite. Again, just a little bit of nature, a forest cut in for the rangers so they have access to go over here because we have also cars over here, and a little bit of flying reptiles decorations, and the viewing that's not viewing, oh my god, that's the pterosaur aviary being actually the first thing before I built this section, the plan was to build multiple smaller aviaries, but when I see how much place I have, I decided just to put something very big, something like a centerpiece, so we get this beautiful aviary, and build a little guest section that we arrived actually right now. Again, aviary, again, hyperloop station, so you can travel very fast over here.
Cuidado ao embarcar e desembarcar no
A voice
passeio
over
Jurássico.
in many languages actually. If you are playing around just hearing those over and over again, you know what I'm talking about. And another beautiful view of the lake that park is attached. Some guest sections so you can sit down and eat
Off-road
your
adventures can
food.
be uncomfortable for those who are
The
pregnant or
exit,
suffer with motion sickness.
and
Please take
we got this
appropriate measures
path
before
crossing
embarkation.
so the tour can pass through without guests because FPS could be in danger actually. Again, one of those beautiful fountains and two viewing opportunities in this aviary. So over here we're housing Thanatos Dracon, again flying over here, again from the park manager's collection pack. Actually, this park lacks only Megalodon from this pack. It's sad that the lagoon section turned out to be very small. That if it could be bigger, for sure it would be housing Megalodon, but still I think it turned out really well. Okay, we have the tour passing by. We cannot look up, and we are also having Tapejara over here, and I think they are very happy. There is also a very interesting idea about that. We have the biodome actually over here, so there is snow inside. Animals, I think, aren't starving in cold berries because there is a very good temperature as well for the Thanatos Dracon and for the Tapejara. And why that's idea? Because I think that Tapejara is as the species that were with us from the launch, and they are very colorful, very beautiful, but for some reason I don't use them very often because I don't build so many aviaries in my parks. And the Thanatos Draken is here because I would like to have something monumental here. And I thought that this aviary could be too small for the Quetzalcoatlus that is just
We ask that you remain
enormous.
inside the tour
So
vehicle
yeah,
at
we
all
got
times.
Thanatos Draken, a very good replacement. Again, some moment, and it's not again, actually, I think that's the only one. So sorry for that mistake. We have this monument, we have this little site for the giant cannon. So you know why are you here, and we can hop into the tour. So sadly, I am on the wheel, and we are going to ride through the aviary. We can go just behind our friend, move just a little bit faster, and also I can switch camera so you can see better. And yeah, we have our pterosaurs flying by. And firstly, I would like to build the.
The South
Oh
American
my God,
dragon
bro,
of death,
stop
Thanatos
talking.
draconomos,
Firstly, I
is a
would like to
towering
build
pterosaur from late
the
Cretaceous
the
Argentina.
gyrosphere tour over
Its
here, but it
species
was
name
already
refers to
built
the
in the
Incan deity
herbivore section,
Amaru,
in the
a
herbivore
huge,
enclosure.
double-headed,
So we
mythical
get these
serpent.
Jurassic World Tour vehicles over here, and we are pretending that those wires over guests are electrified, and all guests are taught are learned that they are not going to touch those because that's the thing that is going to protect them from the flying reptiles that are flying in this beautiful aviary. And yeah, that's actually the main thing. And the
Each
only thing that's
dinosaur group you
actually
see
over
in the
here.
park has a socially accepted leader.
So we can
Some
park
species,
just
this leader is
over
recognized
here.
as
We can
groups
hop
alpha,
off.
but
Fare
it may find
attenzione al
itself
And
momento della
in that
discesa
way,
dal
we
veicolo
visited
del
actually
tour
the last
didattico.
guest section in the park, but still the park is not yet done because there is one more thing to see actually in this tour. And again, we have those signs that you are really not allowed over here because firstly, there is something for the aviary, and that being the the hatchery, that it's also very important for housing those flying reptiles in this game. Some stuff over here, and the main staff area for this park. Lots of cameras, lots of lights again. Ranger outpost, some emergency shelter, control center, everything you would like to have over here. And yes, something like that. We got some oil in here, so our vehicles are always full, so they can make so they can work. A little hotel for our staff, and this aviary that is over here, just next to this loads and loads of trash stacked, is the actually something without the viewing gallery, so we have to see it by drone, and that's the place where the captured flying reptiles could be sent before they are relocated into the main aviary. So the scientists working in the park are sure that they are not ill or something, and they are housed over here and chilling for a while before they are researched and sent somewhere in the park. So actually, that could be all for now. And just like I said, this is the end of the tour for the Canada Lake Park. I hope you had fun because just like I said at the beginning, this is my first ever tour video on the channel. And before you go, two hints for you. Remember to leave a like if you would like to subscribe. This is very welcome here because when you are doing that, you are really supporting the channel, and this means a world to me. And also stick around for the cinematics because I gather some interesting shots for you in this very special video. So to the next time, bye.